All right, cats. Welcome to my little studio here. I've been getting lots of requests for an explanation of the last groove I put up, the African groove linear thing. It's a lot of fun. I actually got that groove from a record from Yusuf N'Dour, African singer. I think I'm saying that right. And also, I heard it on another great, really great CD um, from a project called Mabala Funk. So let's just start off with the basic thing, the basic groove, and it goes something like this: one, two, two. Okay. Uh, there's a few things that those cats are doing, probably variations with the hi hat and ghost notes that could sound something like this: one, two, one. Okay, so that's a lot of fun. Basically, what we have is the snare on one. Okay, one, one, two, one, two. Hi hat, eighth notes, one and two and one and two. The bass drum is one e and da two e and a one e and da two e and a one e and da two e and a. Okay, and the bass drum can do some variations if you like. So one of the, I guess, ones that I've heard is like this: one, two, one, two. Okay, and another one is this: one, two, one, two. So it's kind of like playing around with the variations. You can also do one right before the downbeat, and it sounds like this: one, two, one, two. Okay, so it's a real fun groove. I suggest you try to hear the tracks, to hear the music as well, because it's super, super grooving. Okay, so I guess the next thing is to add the linear concept. The way I do linear grooves is, as everybody knows, as like everybody else, is to not land with any limb at the same time. So if I'm doing this groove, it's going to sound like this: one, two, one, two. Okay, so let's just slow that way down. One, two, one, two. Okay, so the beginning of it is just what we used to call oodles as kids. This thing, bass drum, right, left, or left, right. So, okay, okay. All right. So, right after the second beat of the bass drum, like that. I'm going to add a transcription there for you too, so it makes it a little easier probably. But to see it is really, really key and more fun probably. Okay. So the second half is a little trickier. Okay. Okay. The last bit is. Oh, sorry. Okay. 1, 2, 1. Now, the variations. The very last thing I did on the bass drum, I put the variation where it's right before the downbeat on 1. So, okay, so the hand pattern's obviously gonna change. 1, 2, 1, 2. All right. Then the other two. The first one, this one. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, that goes. All right. One, two, 1, 2. And the other one. 1, 2. Okay, that's just. Sorry. The tricky thing about that one is probably this. If you're not used to doing right foot or right hand, that might get tricky as it gets faster. See where that kind of falls. All right, so that's a lot of fun. The next thing you probably want to think about is the fills. You can do African type fills, which sounds really good, but you can also do fusion type fills. Gary Chaffee stuff or jazzy stuff. It sounds really great. This groove is just so much fun. There's so much you can do with it potentially. So with this type of thing, we all know that right, left, 2 bass drums. So it would sound like this. 1, 2, 1, 2. Also, depending on where you're going to start that lick, it's going to end, right? You have to modify the ending. Another thing I like to do is, like I mentioned, the African type stuff. So that 1, 2. So, that can be a lot of fun. Now, another tricky part is maybe starting on 1. Getting used to the snare being on 1. Maybe that's a bit tricky. So, I'll just play a little bit more for you. 1, 2. thing is probably on the ride cymbal. You want to put all the same hand patterns, but just, I either use it quarter notes or half notes. 1, 2, 1, 2, or 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, and that can be a little more tricky. But so just 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. So yeah, it's lots of fun, and I hope you enjoyed that. You can please check out my website, my lessons website, and I have tons and tons of material up there. All my methods, including my Afro-Cuban DVD, originally put out by Hudson Music. We have now an agreement, and we're promoting, cross-promoting, and doing lots of stuff. Availability for students is very high for all the material. So drop by. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. See you next time.